I welcome all of you in this meeting today. Before we begin, let me just explain a little bit that what is the purpose of these meetings, what is my focus. This is my inspiration that I can look with you into anything fundamental which will help you know the truth of yourself. This is the only focus area. This is the only inspiration I have for these meetings. So everyone, please ask questions accordingly and bring up your doubts and anything that in which you want my help accordingly. Okay. Yeah. Just a moment. Yeah.
Namaste. I wanted to check my parameters because we always say that there is stored knowledge in us. So I wanted a fresh look at truth. Like when you say to know yourself, what do you mean by it? I just wanted to cross check whether we have the same parameters.
Okay. So then I will share something with you and then you speak again if you feel or like this. No? So when I say that to know ourselves, no, actually this is something in a way tricky here, also a bit confusing also here. So I think it makes sense that you have invited me to explain what I mean by this. No, because everybody will have different meanings for it. No. There are, I feel, there would be different states of a being. Like I was in a state, I will speak about me so that it becomes more simple. That I was in a state where uh, I kind of knew that I don't know deeply myself, and also I don't know deeply what life is. No, I'm kind of connecting with it at a superficial level, like enjoying the colors of the flowers, shape of the fruits and plants and people and everything, like this. But there was a clear sense that there is something deep, like there is a possibility of a deeper meeting with the same things. There is a possibility of a deeper uh, experiencing of the same things, like this. And the same was about me also, like from where I'm experiencing the center, from where I'm experiencing life. No, I had this kind of sense, but I feel that I have met many people who either don't have this kind of sense so visible, or they are too busy in something else. That something else actually is like a detailing of the horizontal plane of life, like the not going so deep in the flowers, fruits and trees and people, but meeting more people, more trees, more fruits, more flowers, like this. So like more of the same level, the amount. In this case it is the quantity, not the quality. So like not changing the quality of experiencing, but increasing the quantity of experiencing, like more people, more places, more uh, experiences. Different, of course. More means different, no? Not the same experience, which is like fine for most of the people. But there comes a time actually in some people's life where they feel bored. Bored means they feel that I'm not getting anything new anymore, because everyone lives on newness of life. Everyone, actually, everyone. There is no one who does not live on newness. No. So as long as the horizontal plane of life has something to offer, something new to offer to us, we are like in that mostly busy. No? But for some people, it is like no. Either they have explored enough to their contentment, or their eyes have become more open that whatever I'm going to experience is going to be more or less same. Like they have finished the horizontal plane categorically, not like category wise, not item wise. No, then they can sense that I need to experience life more deeply. Same thing, I want to experience more deeply. Like same plant, same tree, same uh, fruit, same flower. I want to connect with it more deeply. That's what the desire is, because they are able to sense that it's not about more; it's about how much I can live the same thing. And this is where they are invited in a way, or they kind of find themselves to to value that I want. I have to know myself first to value this, to be able to live more the same truth of life, manifested truth of life. That I know myself like this. So this knowing yourself is the background actually. So far we are together. Okay. So what it means to know yourself now? No? First of all, it means to know that what you know about yourself is very little. In the beginning, this is how we know that very little is our direct experience of ourselves, and mostly it is our uh, belief about ourselves based on how people look at us or how we reflect, how we are reflected in others' eyes, in others' behavior, and their responses to us. No, like this. This is our first point where we will start knowing ourselves. That so I actually don't know myself. You know, here at this point, when you feel that you want to know yourself, obviously everything that you are experiencing inside and outside will become less important. It will be experienced but not so important anymore, that you would like to change your states from sad to happy, or you would like to change the state of the mind from confused to clear. No, you feel it doesn't matter really. These things are superficial, only happening at the same level, and will continue happening like this. So you feel you want to more connect with yourself directly. That's what it means. But to know that, first you have to know this. To be able to do that, to connect to yourself directly, you have to know that you are not, your self reference is not based in your direct experience. No? And there cannot be, or should not be, I feel, any place for mental knowledge or any memory of yourself in relation to self knowledge. No, self knowledge is like, in a plain simple way, you can say you are in your house. You live every day in your house, and you know you are in your house. No, and just to check whether you are in your house or not, you are checking online on social media or somewhere, or you are checking your passport or something like that. Do I exist or not? Like this, you are using. So that is not required. You naturally know I am. No, like this. So in the house, no, in the simple way I'm saying, in the same manner, you also know I am. Why you have to think about yourself to verify whether I am or not, or why you have to depend on any past experiences of yourself in order to check whether I am or not. So this is like a direct experiencing of yourself, which leads to knowing yourself more and more, like this. I just tried my best to keep it very simple and straightforward. I hope it helped you in some way. So in this sense, you can say this is like end of spirituality for you in a way. If anybody is interested in knowing yourself, it's like end of spiritual words and concepts and processes and everything. Because only to know yourself, you need only two things: you and a desire to know yourself. You are always there, because you will be known also. No, so there has to be a you to be known by a you also, who is going to be present also. No? And also you have to have a capacity to know, and all of this is present. You are present, which will know yourself, and you are present, which will be known also. that, let's say, deeper self, not deeper in the sense of inaccessible, but deeper in the sense of not given value. You know what I mean? Not given value, not like invisible, but just not given value. Capacity of knowing is also there, because it's a funny thing. The same capacity that you can use to know a tree, a plant, a flower, a fruit deeply, or experience it deeply, same capacity you use to know yourself or live yourself deeply, same exact capacity. No? So when you, this is what is turning inward also in a way. No? When you are interested in yourself, you know yourself. Until then, you know everything else. But it is actually sad, and I feel it is true actually. Until you know yourself deeply, you cannot know anything deeply actually. It's not like a prerequisite. It is the simple organism of life. What is known is always dependent on who knows it. The knower's position and depth actually is responsible for how deeply uh, anything is known. What is known by it, no? Like this. No? So it's a good. How wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else can talk to me also? Rajiv. Rajiv, you wrote. Pranam, Rajiv. Namaste. In this direction of what I shared in the beginning, if anybody is interested, you can talk to me. Yeah, Kiran, you can talk.
Raji, can I speak?
Yeah.
Raji, I want to explore with you today that the the deepening of this commitment and interest and totality, you know, and how even after having gone quite committed and deeply into it, you know, still there is something which kind of moves this totality away to end it, you know, like there is this deep urge to end, you know, like the search, like you were saying, seeking earlier. But how come, like, it almost feels like I'm at the door of the beloved, and yet, you know, the beloved is inviting, and yet how to open this door?
There is no how to actually about these things. How to is more connected uh, to the to the label where we feel very strongly rooted in the sense of doer and thinker and like this. Here it is about meeting the truth as it is. No? So start by meeting the truth of what you are saying fully. No, like when we are invited to not move, what actually is it means is something very fundamental. And one of the beautiful thing that can be explored here together also is that don't run away from truth. This is another benefit or indication or of that that you don't move, that you are not moving now. Not moving is not like dead towards truth. No, open towards truth of this moment and not running away from it. Running away means not only running away inside or in the imagination or anywhere, but also not running away or moving to do anything about it. This is the most difficult thing to do for the ego state. It is true. It is true. It is the most difficult thing to do. But this is the point of awakening. This is how one wakes up. Actually, not one, everyone actually. This is how everyone wakes up. That you decide to not do anything about anything. And you just hold on to this decision right now and facing the truth fully. So you face the truth right now. Face the truth of beloved, of the door, and of your desire to end this. Face this right now. Live this right now. And then tell me what happens. Right now, just for a few seconds even. And then see the miracle. Bring everything into the present. Bring in the sense that, first of all, bring yourself in the present. What does it mean to bring yourself in the present? That don't run away from the present. That's what it means. Don't run away from the present anywhere else, even if present is not beautiful as per your standards. Even if you are feeling restlessness that I'm missing something here, live this missing something here feeling right now. Just live everything which is present here. Only do nothing else. All the misunderstanding fall away. The truth reveals by itself. So you cannot know the truth of yourself, or you cannot meet the beloved by dividing yourself. Don't divide yourself into anything. Let everything be one for you in this moment. And actually there is everything one. If you don't choose any of the things, you cannot feel divided. You are not giving any work to you also if you don't choose anything right now. This is how you face the truth. This is how the door opens. There is a door, and it does open really from inside. And in such a way that it never closes down, actually, never. Only after some time you realize something very powerful and very fundamental and different, actually. That even this experience of door and myself on the door and entering into the door was also not actually fundamentally true. It was also experientially true only in that moment. What do you feel? How are you right now?
I'm very happy and very kind of feeling flowing with you. And also, I mean, in the pointing, as you were sharing, it was also seen that actually there is no door. Actually, I mean, in a way it's there, but also, I mean, this is all there is here. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to meet the beloved, remember truth is the key. Stay with the truth. Where is the truth? Where you are right now. What is the truth? What you are experiencing right now. No, but it is changing. So, yes. So, this is also the truth of this moment, that what you are experiencing is changing. My understanding about it is also changing. So, this is also the truth of this moment, that your understanding about it is changing. There seems to be like no place where I can kind of put my finger. Yes, this is the truth of this moment, then no. Stay with the truth of this moment. This is the way to meet the beloved. No? And how relaxing it is, really. How amazingly peaceful and joyful it is. No work actually, basically, no. But if we are too much carrying the heavy bags of toolkits and things like this, and ideas and maps and processes, that how to drill into the core of the truth and meet the beloved, then we may not appreciate this simple thing. Then we will have to do some journeys, no, not to really find the beloved, but to just finish our tools, break them, or like in Hindi we say, घिस जाते हैं, like you know like this. You become enough tired and you become clear, aha, it cannot be found like this. There has to be some other way. The other way is this moment. And you and this moment. That's all. If you are going away from this moment and from yourself, you are going in the mind, in the dream, in the sense of doer, in the journey, in the spiritual goal and all. If you are not going away, you are staying in truth. This is a very simple thing somehow, Kiran, that a seeker of truth will understand one day, that if you want to know the truth, eat the truth more and more and more and more. Stay in the truth more and more and more and more. Where to find the truth? Find some way. Sometime through the satsang also we understand that, okay, where to find the truth, or sometimes we find the satsang also to be the truth, that the place where we taste the truth. This is the funny part of waking up, of knowing the truth. Eat the truth, taste the truth, know the truth. And who is doing all of this is also truth. Just don't let the false enter in you, or don't entertain the false. What is the false? False is actually always a imagination, not a process. Anything that is happening is never false, because it is happening, no? How it can be false? Whether it is thought or feeling or confusion, even the feeling that I'm not so much in the present right now. How can I be in the present? So this is true. This is happening right now in you. But believing that I know something about it is false. Meaning believing is like overlooking the truth. Like you have stopped living the truth in a way. No, believing means you stop living the truth of that which you believe, no? Up to the same degree. Like I know, like very simple example, Kiran. Right now, there are many sparrows, like household, birds. No, in front of me, they are just on this small plants. Most of us, I think, generally will feel that, yeah, I know a sparrow. Like they are the most common sight in India. I think in many places, not only in India. But do we really know? I never feel like I know. I keep knowing them every day more, and this is my joy. They also know me somehow. It's like a one process. It's like one thing that happens. They know me. I know them. We meet. We rejoice. I serve them food, water. They come and eat and enjoy. Like this. Nobody's to be. Nobody is grateful for it. That they have to be grateful for me, or even I have to be. Sometimes I felt I'm grateful for them that they come. No? Like this, we live in sort of a illusion, sort of a belief of knowledge. Like this, we live in the same truth, like right now, but we believe that I'm not living in the truth. So now tell me what to do to live in the truth. You know what I mean? I always invite you to be here in this moment. There are many how-tos about uh, reducing the amount of falseness in us, or many, many things. Like there are many how-tos about false, related to false. There are no how-tos about truth, actually. There are just no how-tos about truth. And we will understand one day. It's like you are super thirsty, you get the water, you drink it, and it was such a quickly it happened that you did not realize that how exactly you had the water, what was the taste and anything. Then you got lost in your dream, in your life and everything. Because water is something so basic that nobody will feel grateful to find water, no? In the cities particularly, where we always have water, no? Then one day suddenly somebody says, and you think, oh, okay. So drinking water is the key. The thirst meets the water. So now you will search how to drink the water, how to find the water. How you did find first time. There is no how to's about truth really. Because truth does not give us any, this kind of spaces in between to get lost or to come on track. All the rivers are actually heading towards the ocean. by the will of the wholeness. No. Just let us not live like an alien in truth. Let's come back to the truth of who we are. I'm not talking about self-knowledge. I'm talking about the simplicity of this moment. So is this good like this, Kiran? Because otherwise we will keep talking and nobody will get chance. Else will
That's
get
perfect. Thank you so much, Raji. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran. Okay. Anyone else can talk to me also now? I hope all of you know that you can raise your hand and there can be a kind of a queue here, and then we can talk like this. I can pick up one by one. No, so don't wait for my invitation. You can just raise your hand and it can be in the list. I can see. No, Ines, you can talk.
Hello, Raji.
Hello, Ines.
You just said that there's no one you can put, nowhere you can put your finger. While talking to Kiran, that, and it's very true that there's nothing you can put your finger on, but somehow it's difficult for me to accept this. So maybe you can say a little bit more about it.
You will have to say actually more first because I am not able to connect exact
Yes,
text.
yes. I'm not sure how to say.
You say in your own words, maybe some like say in a fresh way, maybe then same thing, but in a fresh way, maybe. No? We don't have to remember what I said and what you said, no?
That there's nothing you can keep or nothing you can hold. And somehow this is not easy to accept in a way.
Don't accept. There is no need to accept anything. I'm saying see the truth. So don't accept, but I'm saying see the truth. So don't accept anything. You can maybe explore with me right now your truth. Explore in the sense of facing it and living it. Explore is not like an archaeologist exploring something, It's not like this. It's really just living it. And it's a funny thing to say that why we would not live the truth. But we all are like this actually. All means all. In the beginning, everybody is like this, no? That we do not live the truth for some reason. So this can be a very nice opportunity to live the truth. That's all really. So what is your truth? That you can put finger on things. So put the finger on things and explore with me right now. Let us live this in the light right now. No? What is wrong in that? Truth is not something which is to be created, modified or changed or imagined. It is something to be found out right now how it is. So then there would be a truth of this also, no? What you are telling me. Let us find out the truth of this, what you are saying right now. No? Just don't have any ready-made expected answer of this exploration. That's all. No? So tell me. You cannot hear. I cannot hear you for some reason.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
No, but let us bring both these truths together and let us see what happens. No, like my pointing was that time that I shared that there is nothing you can hold on to really, or something like this. I don't really remember exact context, but something like this I said, and you feel that I'm not able to kind of believe that or accept it. Like this you said. No? So bring that means it is something nice. My what I shared is in a nice way challenging and helping you highlight something. No? Don't believe any of it, neither my version, your not your version.
If I don't believe my version or your version, then there's nothing to discuss. No?
Yeah, this is the amazing thing about truth. Like what is always the way it is, and at any given point of time there is a state of things, of you, of me, of your thinking, of your body, of your mind, of your self knowledge, and like this, self experiencing. That is the truth of things, no? And there is something which does not change also in you, the knower of all of it, knower of the changefulness of life, changefulness of you, your states and everything. That does not change really. Otherwise, how it would notice, no? So that is that which does not change in you, and now using that which does not change in you as a background, as a reference. Now check: is there anything else which does not change in you? And like this, you become free. No, free from what? Free from misunderstanding. No. So is this fine like this? I'm not sure. Really, you have to find out. You have to tell me that how is it for you? Like what was the purpose and whether the purpose is served or not. No.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good then. Okay, then I think it was Sanjay. Sanjay, you can talk.
Yeah, Raji, thank you for this opportunity. I just wanted to ask you, do you see any connection between our emotions and our physical health?
Can you say again? There was some drop in your voice.
Yeah, do you see any connection between our emotions and our physical health?
It's a topic which I would not like to discuss really here. I want to help you see the truth of yourself actually, because for that we will have to define what are emotions and what is physical health, which is a very different thing for different people. No, so it's a very two very vast subjects we are trying to bring together, and then we are trying to be sure that what is this. I can merely maybe help you see more in this direction, but that's going to eat up most of our time here, and I don't think that will really help you. If you can know yourself, you can know this what you are asking by yourself, within yourself. That's my point of view.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's my point of view. So only if you are interested in knowing yourself, when that value has arisen in you, you're very welcome to talk to me.
So we had this discussion a couple of weeks back, where, with you and me, we had this discussion where I did arrive at who's the witness of thoughts and emotions and everything, and we arrived at that is me.
Okay.
And
Okay, I don't
and
remember.
for me that was, yeah, it was about maybe 6 weeks back or something like that. And for me, it was a very liberating thought, and at the same time very energizing as a thought, because I finally thought I did discover the me, which is a witness of all my thoughts, my physical self, my emotions, and things like that. And I was, at least for a few minutes in a day, was able to be in that state of me witnessing what is happening, the thoughts that come and go, the
Your
emotions that come and
video
go
is
and
off.
stuff like that.
If it is intentionally off, no problem.
How we do?
Otherwise, your video is off. If it is intentionally off, this is fine. Otherwise,
No, I
maybe
can switch it.
I can see you and then I can remember you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Now I saw you. Yes, I remember now that we had a talk. No.
Hanji, Hanji, Hanji. So I'm just trying to, deepen that state for myself of, recognizing that me and kind of trying to operate from that me, which is the witness, which is witnessing what's happening in life, which is witnessing the events of life, the thoughts that I have, the emotions that I go through, So I'm trying to do that. I'm just still in the, I think,
See,
process of that. And maybe it's a journey.
let me be very straightforward with you that these are two different things actually, to recognize yourself and to operate from yourself in the beginning. They are not same really, because in the beginning it requires much more of you to attend what you have recognized inside you for a sufficient amount of time in order to settle in that truth, so that it becomes like a effortless truth and center in you. Then operating from there still is going to be challenging, because it's a very new way of looking at life versus the old way of emotions and body and things like this, thinking and old patterns of looking at people or reflexes and everything like this. And yet it can be managed by, like, some self inspiration happens and integration of the old way and new way happens. But in the beginning, just recognizing little bit of yourself and then trying to operate from there does not really result much in a fruitful manner. So I would not suggest anyone to try this kind of things. Mostly we all are trying, by the way, this, because most of us are more interested in living a wonderful life outside as a person, a more balanced life and so on. And for that, we want to know ourselves actually, which is not same as what I'm talking about. I feel that you must know yourself when you want to know yourself, when you have the highest value for it, not for as a remedy, not as a painkiller for something else. No. So these are two different things. Know yourself only to know yourself, not to solve your problems.
So I think I need to stay there for longer,
You
just
have
knowing myself.
Totally. And it's something very, very good also. It's not something bad actually. Because that is a place of much neutral view. Like this is not about what you see, it's about from where you see. Because field of mind and body is continuously coloring our capacity of seeing with the experiences we are having, the states in which we are, and so on, or the desire we have to get something out of what we see. No, all those things then don't let us see things as a witness. No?
Got it.
Yeah, that's why staying there is. Thank you. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then anyone else can talk to me or not? Rajiv. You Rajiv only wrote, not that there's a question maybe. Rajiv ji, I am seeing that my internal environment is becoming quieter and quieter day by day. Okay, nice. All the best for this. Mila, you can talk.
Raji, I just wanted to explore myself together with you.
Okay, dear. Then we can do it in your way, and or in my way. I don't know like how to begin with. So either you begin from yourself in some way, and then we meet somewhere, or how to do that.
I would love to do it in your way.
Because my ways are simple ways, so that's why they don't appeal to everyone. So, but I think it does appeal to you. That so now we speak. That I want to. You said I want to explore myself. You said like this.
Yes.
Speak this and listen very, very well right now. I cannot hear you.
I want to explore myself.
So there is a speaking of these words, and you the speaker of these words, and you the listener of these words. No, which one are you?
Yeah. I'm all and none.
Yes, it's true. It's true. No? You are all actually. So this you are all. I can fully understand. Now explore with me that I am none. What is this? How do you know that I am none of them also? Meaning, are you saying at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So I am all of it makes sense to me completely. Like it's easy to relate. No. What is this? I am none of them also. So you're not even the listener of the words. You're not even the speaker of the words. No? You're not the spoken words also. And I'm not saying who are you. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. You can relax. No, there is no exercise going on here. We are exploring the truth. We are not doing an exercise here together. No.
I don't know, it's strange. I cannot answer why I'm none of this, but
So this is good. No, this is already good. It is okay if you cannot explain right now. Now tell me which part you want to explore, or what exactly you want to explore now here more. You decide now. No, because everything is open now. Now whole of yourself is open now. No, in front of you. That which you are is open and highlighted, and that which you are not also, like you are none of it also, you say that is also highlighted, and like the whole of you is highlighted here. Now tell me what you want to explore.
then who I am?
Then you have to tell me, no, like this you can explore with me, no, that tell me that hey, I am this, or whatever you feel like telling me, no, like this it will be highlighted to you, no. I understand there's some support, like a mirror needed some time to explore this, the deepest truth, no. So that's totally fine. Let me work like a mirror for you. I'm not going to teach you anything or tell you anything. You're just going to say by yourself and know by yourself, no? So you tell me, who are you?
On this example of question, I can see that I can be something as question or thinking and I can be nothing on this, but still I exist.
Yeah, you exist. But this is clear to you, know, that you exist. You're not, uh, do not have a doubt about it, no? So it is like crystal clear to you at any given point of time. But this is what it means, no? That
Yes.
effortlessly now you know that I exist. There is no process going on in this direction now, no? So like every day you are knowing that I exist actually. And also, is it catching your attention also, no, that I exist? No?
No, this is as you teach us, when you let go of everything, you clearly see that you exist.
So this is so like, can you say more about it? Maybe I'm not sure what exactly you're saying right now about it. that you know that I exist, no? But are you saying that you know I exist only when I let go of everything? Meaning when I'm not doing any work or anything, then that time I naturally know that I exist? Are you saying like this?
Yes, I did say like this, but it's not true.
So do you see that you don't have to gain true knowledge, you have to lose false knowledge actually. False knowledge lives inside us, like a cover, like an energetic environment inside us. Actually, it's not just a believing in the mind, it's much, much more than that. Like it kind of keeps us blind in a way. Now I want to ask you another question, that why you need to know who I am? Did you think about it ever? That why you need to know who I am?
No, I don't need. I'm
Yeah.
existence enough.
Because many times, even in the state where you are right now, such a open state, like there is nothing which is hiding from you inside you. Everything is open for you, accessible, available, and yet some, what we can say, external, influence or a thought can enter in you. That okay, so who I am? To whom you are asking? Ask yourself. No, why you need to ask anybody this question? No, and why you, if you have to ask yourself this question, you are saying that there are two people inside me, no, which is not true. You are just one, no. If you are just one, what is the fun of moving in an empty house and asking who I am, and then answering yourself, okay, I am so and so? Maybe it can be a nice play, but cannot be a need. No, can be a nice play, but cannot be a need. No, as I said, I accept the need of a mirror. I accept the need of a mirror to know the truth. Satsang works like a mirror. I'm helping you and we're working like a mirror right now also. But not more than that. Not a process that, okay, who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. At this level, no. Do you agree? Like, do you is it useful for you or not?
Yes, I'm agree totally.
Yeah. So now let us explore the truth or anything that you wanted to explore, no? Because this was just a chit chat we were having, no, in the beginning. Now what do you want to explore?
Yes, can we explore the truth?
Yeah, that makes sense actually. No? Not my, yours, but truth. No? That's what you mean? This is wonderful. I really like it. So let us explore the truth. Let us first of all find out where will be the truth. No? So where is the truth? Let's find out right now. You tell me first. Where is the truth?
It's here.
Okay. And what is the truth now? Which part of, like here right now, there are many things, no? So which part is truth? Or which part you would like to verify that whether it is truth or not, no? You tell me. Like your body, your headphone, internet connection, laptop, phone, room, chair, environment, earth, thoughts, feelings. Like I'm just giving you options in case you did not see that there are so many items available here. Which one of you want to verify whether it is true or not? Or you want to say, you're saying something else? Please tell me. It's a very beautiful, sweet spot in which we are right now. So let us enjoy this fully.
Mm, I have no doubt that there is a truth on this kind of things which you just say.
So what to do now to explore truth? No, explore truth. You said no. So maybe you explain a little bit to me that what do you mean by truth here? Is it the truth of things? Is it the truth of you, or maybe some third option?
The third option.
Third option, you would like to give me the detailing of it?
That there is nothing to explore.
I would say no. From my angle, no. It's not like this. But I'm happy to help you the way you want me to help you. No? So you're saying there is nothing to explore, no? How about this experience of this moment or different experiences of this moment? They exist or not?
Yes.
So then if something exists, then there is a possibility of exploring always, no? Or no?
Yes.
Maybe you don't have interest to explore that right now. But you cannot say that there is nothing there to explore. You cannot say that, no?
Yes.
So is there anything else you want to say right now about in this direction?
So does it mean that we can explore only experience?
No. Experiences are experienced. There is not much there to explore actually. What we call exploration of experiences, I would feel that that would be more like exploration of you, experiencing them more deeply, less deeply, That's not really exploring the experiences. It is you are exploring your own capacity or capability of experiencing them, no? But there is something to be explored. The nature of things, no? There is something to be explored. I feel that is then the truth. So we can explore the truth actually. What for me, what is truth? No, let me share with you maybe, no? Truth means the fundamental truth, no? Fundamental truth. Not like items or not the truth of items in this view, in this moment. But what is the most fundamental, like this? Maybe just one or maybe just two, like this. I feel that is first of all you, because you are here, no? You are present to experience everything, no? So you are truth. You can be your truth. You, the truth, can be explored, which is present. You, the truth, which is present here, can be explored. Meaning, can be lived more deeply, more clearly, no? Like you can turn your sensitivity towards yourself and feel and experience yourself, no? That's what it means to explore, no? And while you are experiencing yourself, the things are still there, no? Body is still there, feelings are still there, everything is here, no? So the real exploration, I will feel that true exploration in this moment will be exploration of how everything is, no? Exploration of what we call isness of life, no? Isness means how everything is right now. I mean, that's how I understand. I don't understand concepts so easily, but I'm just trying my best to, use this. No? So exploration of what is. No? So what is not dependent on how you think about it, how you feel about it. No, or is it dependent?
No.
It already is the way it is. No. Exploration is what is waking up to the truth as it is right now. This is what is waking up, no? Most direct way of waking up, no? Encountering the truth of this moment as it is, no? That's what it is, no? But you cannot approach it with any preparation, any background or anything that you carry here. You need to be empty of everything here, no? Empty in the sense of not giving value, not in the sense of flushing out your memories or anything, but not giving value to anything. Do you know what I mean? Even if you have slightest idea about yourself, that will become like interference here. Because we don't realize for quite some time that the way we define ourselves actually is imposed on everything that we experience, and we define everything accordingly also. You know, like the way of defining things can be maybe dualistic and non-dual also, no? So as long as we know ourselves as a dualistic identity, like a separate identity from rest of the other identities and people and life, life and everything like this, we will continue defining life and everything accordingly also. Of this moment we are talking, no? You know what I mean? So what do you say? I think I said enough, no?
Yes.
Is there anything left to be explored? Any desire you have to explore this now more? Tell me.
No, this is very, very clear. And yes, I agree with you with this past feelings and knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. And you can let everything come here, like after this moment or after the satsang, things will come, here. The truth cannot destroy truth. It can only destroy your ideas about truth, no? If you want to know the truth or explore the truth, choose truth, not your ideas about it. So hold on to truth, not holding on to your idea about truth, no? That's what it means to remain empty, no? That's what it means to not hold on to anything, no? Truth you don't need to hold on to. It is already the case at any given point of time, any moment. And false, if you do not hold on to, meeting the truth is the most joyful thing to happen in one's life. So very good. Enjoy yourself. Nice talking to you, actually.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Okay, then Sanjay, you wrote, sorry for that, will be mindful next time. I did not understand what you mean by that, but I did not notice anything for which you need to be sorry about. So nice. Anyone else left or no? I don't really have much to say. I don't feel right now to speak so much right now. But if anyone want to talk, talk. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Yeah, Manu, you can talk.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.
Here I want to explore this interest in dreaming.
Interest in dreaming. Okay.
Yes, continue this dream.
Dream means the dream which happens in the night, or daydreaming you are talking about?
I mean, like in the night dream, I feel something. I found if something is interesting there, then I want to continue that dream. Otherwise, I don't want to continue. So I feel like the dream which says this, we are dreaming. So I feel there must be something also interesting in this life dream. So what is this I want to explore?
I don't know how to approach this because we don't deal with the dreams, no? Dream business. We don't have dream business, no? Our business is very simple. We deal in truth. Just joking. We deal in truth, no? What does it mean? It means that we are more focusing together on what is permanent, what doesn't change, no? And a certain time is needed for us to stay in that truth which does not change, so that we can settle and that can become our center, a natural center, not like a effortful center, no? When once that becomes this changeless becomes our effortless center, then from here it is much simpler to see everything and understand, no? Because this is the funny part of spiritual knowledge, Manu. The one which can know truly does not need to know anything, and the one who need to know cannot know anything truly inside us. That's the funny part of it. So when there is a need, there is a state inside us, there is a need that what is this, what is that. This one cannot know anything truly, and the one who can know truly does not need to know anything at all. That's what is why also maybe it is said that once you know yourself, you know everything. Not that you know everything, but you have capacity to know everything truly now, if you are interested. I would like to approach it like this actually. Know yourself fully.
Gee,
Because by the way, knowing yourself is not really so much like an isolated activity like this. You will touch these things also anyway, but not directly. It's not a question about what is dream and what is my interest. The knowing yourself is the direction where you are more interested in you, who is interested in dream. No? Whereas the dream and the interest in the dream become secondary and you become primary, like this. That's what is the business of truth, no? To know yourself. If somebody truly want to wake up, no, to this simple truth, then you must wake up to the truth that there is something called waking state that happens. And then in the night, suddenly I kind of disappear completely into some kind of state where I am lost in things, no? I have no control on them, and then I go into deep sleep, and then I come back again. You know what I mean? To wake up to the simple truth, experiential truth. You know, it's a much more
gee.
fundamental awakening than knowing things. Like I feel like this. Please tell me if it served your purpose or not.
Yes, Bhaiya, it's good for me.
Yeah.
Gee.
Actually, for quite some time we don't realize this, but it is a very important thing that in this moment, being in the present moment and knowing the present moment as it is, and like this, knowing yourself as you are in this moment, includes everything actually, but in a fundamental manner. But mostly we don't want in a fundamental manner. We want things in our own way. No? Our own way is the way of a sense of identity, way of a sense of knower, way of the sense of a thinker, way of the sense of a doer also. Like this, no? So this is a fundamental way which I am sharing. No? So good, good. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you. Rahul, you wrote, don't have any question for now, but would like to be here with you more. Okay, so which means that you don't want to really talk to me right now. You just wrote like this. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, sure. Give me a minute.
My question is a little bit funny. Actually, I noticed something about myself. So I just thought that maybe I tell you, and I realize where am I going wrong. I just realized that whenever, I mean, it's very easy to come to truth. Like, it's here, now, is this. So many words have come. But then suddenly this but comes in between. Like I noticed, and I actually did this exercise. Like how many times am I thinking this but? Like, but this happens, but that happens. So I just wanted to know that if there is this desire to know the isness of life, to know myself, to know the truth, okay, what we just had a talk is in the vertical dimension, then from where is this but coming? Like every time this but comes, and suddenly things fall apart. Like it's not condensed now, no more condensed. Things become very diluted.
Yes, you're right.
So, can you just help me with this but thing?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
As we did before also, let me just share with you how I look at it, and then you tell me if you need more help. No, like this. No? To understand that from where this but comes and in the middle of this, like what you said is that there are so many words like isness and being present and truth of this moment and like this and knowing all of this. No, and then I get interested in this, and then some but comes in the mind and things collapse somehow into something very different. But probably you mean that something else comes like what about this and what about that, like diversion happens of your attention into like this. No, this is something very natural. This is something very normal that happens in everybody, even in the seekers it happens. No? So actually our attention mostly is moving through the conditioning, no, not really controlled by us. You know what I mean. But when, sorry to use the word but, and when we become interested in truth, we can use this wavering attention to bring the attention onto ourselves or to the isness, let's say. And yet the attention will not stay in isness. It will again go somewhere and the buts will happen, which is like fine. But if you have more interest in knowing the edginess, then even one glimpse of it in the whole day or in your whole life even will leave much more deeper impression inside you and clearer understanding of it than anything that you have experienced through the movement of attention. No. So it is about value, really, not about how things are and things should be different. Everybody's attention is going to be like this, like different ways, but not exactly same detailing, but fundamentally attention moves. That's the job of attention. And when it moves, it enables us to bring something in the light of attention, thinking, for example, new options, for example, ideas, buts, no, like this. So we normally feel that because I'm thinking in certain way and because I'm experiencing or feeling like this in a certain way, that's why I'm missing the truth or I'm getting the truth. It's not like this. It is that it is your interest about truth that will enable you to know the truth or to stay in the truth. No? The the astronauts, no, who are kind of doing this. I saw in this movie, this what you call, what was this? Moon, no, not moon, the other one, which is Mars, no, Mars. There was one movie, no, in Indian movie we saw. So they are doing this, trying to send some vehicle to Mars, and how much precision is necessary. No? Humans are doing, not a superhuman, no, but yet they do it. No? They fail, but they succeed, no, because of interest. I think it is all about interest, not really about, like, we mostly like to console ourselves. Sorry to use words like this if it is not appropriate. That we like to console ourselves by saying that my mind is too much full of thoughts. That's why I'm not able to stay in the edginess. It's not true. Because I'm feeling too much, emotional things right now. That's why I'm not able to stay in the edginess. We may like to console ourselves like this. It's not true. It's all about interest. What you are interested in. No? But from where that comes? That's a very big question. No? I will just share my feeling. It's different for everybody, and everybody will know these things in this different way. No, fundamentally same, yet the variety of knowing will be there. No? That I feel the interest of knowing the truth comes from the sense that we have inside, the belief that we have. Like it is related to the how much belief we have in the mind and sense of doer, where we feel like sense of options, that there are options I can check, I can finish. There is no comparison or competition between truth and everything else being the imagination of it. No, like there is no competition between darkness and light. When light is there, darkness is not found. When darkness is there, light is not found. How there can be confusions? That I'm kind of confused. I'm not able to choose between, which is light and which is darkness. Can it be like this? It cannot be. You know what I mean? So there is no confusion or competition between truth and anything else and everything else. Because for truth, everything else is always the way it is, including what you're saying, that I get distracted. No? So this is the truth, no? So what's wrong in that? Wrong is that it should not be like this. Why it should not be like this? You know what I mean? I think this is good enough for now. As I said, everybody will know these things in their own way. No, I'm just sharing these things so that something can be highlighted maybe inside you. No, like maybe you can you get some trigger maybe, no, to look freshly that, hey, why I'm thinking like this. You know what I mean? Like for majority of the spirituality is a spiritual conditioning for most of the people. It doesn't feel nice to hear this, but it's true. So majority of a spiritual journey happens in the spiritual conditioning. It's like a replacement of personal egoic conditioning into a spiritual conditioning. While we continue believing that I am a person and I'm a doer and I have to do this and I have to do that. Very few are interested in meeting the truth of this moment. So it is not that the spiritual journey is longer or shorter because of someone does not have very sharp mind or anything like this. It's just interest. It is up to you how much you can stretch or how much you can shorten it. No? Interest only. Do you see? It's an amazing thing to see this. So in a spiritual journey, there are no real problems anybody has. It's just that how much you have interest to fight with the problem, that much you will create problems. No? Truth cannot be known through words, through thinking, or through any process. It is known in the silence of this moment. Silence of this moment is always here. Silence of you is always here. You are always in silence if you don't do anything. Meditation, in a way, is to learn to not do anything. Just sitting quietly and sitting, basically, just sitting. You start becoming quieter and quieter by itself. You being the space of the being, the self that you are, the presence, let's say, and quieter means empty of the effects of your attachment with what is moving, thoughts, feelings, body, and everything. Thoughts, feelings, body, and everything still continue moving, but they leave no mark in your space when you are not interested. If somebody say that, hey, thoughts are moving and they are leaving some mark in my emptiness, then they are interested in thoughts, no? Indirectly, in a opposite direction, no? Like they love to hate thoughts in this case, no? Some people love thoughts, some people love to hate thoughts, no? In this case, you know what I mean? Like this, we have a relationship with thoughts, feelings, emotions, and everything of this body, of this world also, no? Like this, through this. And that's why they live in us, in the presence. They live in the space of the presence, because we want them to live inside us. When we don't want, they cannot live in us. We are too subtle for those things. You can come out of your subtlety into the grossness of mind and body. They cannot enter in you ever. In this moment, this is silence. You are silence also. You know what I mean? So there is no bondage or anything. It just, I mean, I want to be really very simple and direct with all of you right now, that even ignorance is not an option for anyone. That I'm ignorant, I don't know anything. Even this is not an option to anyone. God is so amazing. God has not given even this option to anyone, that there will be some people who will be ignorant. This, like fundamentally, I'm saying. Fundamentally, no. By choice, yes. By choice, many people are ignorant. But fundamentally, no. Like there is no one who don't have capacity to know the truth. Everybody has. But very few have interest. No? So like then how can there be a problem about, you know what I mean? So it cannot be a problem. It can just be your choice, no? Your interest. No? So it's good, no? Nice. Very good, very good. So slowly, we are reaching to the end of this meeting now. And Rinku, you wrote, Guruji, what does it mean to falling in love with the truth? Actually, it means falling in love with yourself. No? You are truth, actually. This is actually simply true. So falling in love with truth is actually falling in love with yourself. No? Falling in love with that emptiness which you are, in which everything happens. Falling in love with this emptiness which experiences everything which happens in this emptiness also inside you. It, I feel, is not something so easy, so easily possible through some technique or something. It just happens out of maturity of the being over the period, maybe. Like these are mysteries, actually, cannot be really explained in words so easily. You know what I mean? Long time back, I read one poem written by a child. It was in Delhi, there was this British library where I used to go. So I don't remember who it was, but there was a teacher who invited students to write poems. And one of the student wrote a poem, "Oh Rose, where did you get that red?" And this was the title of the book also, actually. "Oh Rose, where did you get that red?" It's a mystery. Cannot be decoded by explaining better. It has to be lived. Those who live, they live also and they know also. Those who just keep thinking or keep defining it better and better, they are like sitting on the beach, not jumping in the ocean. Ocean is everywhere. We are in the ocean, but we may choose to live the ocean, or we may choose to talk about it, define it better, explain it better in words and like this. Writing essays, maybe also. No, different choice, different interest. Nothing right, nothing wrong in this context. No? I feel the suffering is that believing that something is holding me, or I'm imprisoned to do what I want to do from the being, from the depth of my being. This is what is suffering. Believing in a imaginary bondage is the cause of suffering. Otherwise, you do what you want to do from the depth of your being. Live or explain, define, discuss anything. I don't know, Rinku, if I could help, I could help you in any way. But that's what came out actually in response to what you wrote. No. Deepthi, you wrote, thank you, Raji. This hit home. Hit home. If it hits home, your home will be destroyed, no? Maybe you mean something else, I think. Nice, nice. Now that nobody is asking anything, then better we end this meeting soon now. Karuna. Karuna, you can talk.
Thank you, Raji.
Thank you, Karuna.
I already wanted to break the rules and start speaking without you calling me.
Okay.
Raji, I felt sort of resistant and shy to speak to you. That's why I just wanted to break it and just to come up like this. As if, like the energies, there is some issue going on in the body and the energies are down. And the feeling was there are conducive moments to know myself and to know the truth. And there are not conducive. And if they are not conducive, you better like sit and hide and something like that. And I just wanted to break it in this moment. And
how wonderful! How wonderful! This kind of language and this kind of feeling can only come from the truth that you are. No, it's just amazing. Just amazing. You will very quickly become clear that there is nothing which is holding you. There is nothing which can hold you actually. Just to take care of the past. You will not need to put any effort to live the present, which is the truth. Past being the memory of what you have lived so far, present being the fresh manifestation of truth in this moment. It's so fresh, Karuna, because it has never happened before. Like oven fresh, actually, it's oven fresh. But we look at it from the eyes of the memory, from the lens of the memory. Then we find most of it to be I know, and a little bit of it, oh, what is this? So just take care of the past, meaning memory. Don't see memory as truth. More see it as what happened and gone. No. Now you are left alive, open, available to the truth of this moment. You are not really afraid of truth of this moment. It is your habit of remaining attached to the memory, and through that, living in a certain model of life. That is what is afraid of present. You are never afraid of present, of truth, because you are truth actually. How you can be afraid of yourself? No? This moment, this present is truth. It is your truth actually, you know, or it is you truth. Like this, it's a strange thing to say in words, so you have to experience it yourself. But I think very good, very good. Just come in the aliveness of this moment more and more. Come in the aliveness of your being more and more. Meaning, live in this aliveness more and more. This is all actually. We don't have to really work, do a PhD on memory and why it happens and what. All of that you can know in your own time from your truth. Nothing can be known truly without coming to your own truth first. Rest will be guesswork of the mind only, no? Until we know ourselves. It's mostly guesswork. It will be guesswork, no? Some guesswork is guess is accurate also. It's not, but yet it's a guess. No? Mind cannot know anything truly. It can only guess. No? You can know everything truly, and you don't need to guess anything for that, because you have a direct link. You know, you have an internal link with everything as it is. Living of everything as it is knowing everything as it is also for you. You know, so you don't have to go through the mind to know anything. You know what I mean? That's what it means to be present with everything as it is. Like, all right, you know, this is the most sacred attempt or way to know the truth of yourself and everything. To be present where you are, with as you are, with everything as it is also. Oh, very good. I think it's nice. Jogan, you wrote. Charan Sparsh, Raji ji, namaste. Namaste ji. Then Manan, you wrote, thank you so much. Thank you, Manan. Then I think it's a good time to end this meeting also. No, there's Kiran and Prachi. Prachi, you can talk first.
Namaste, Bilal.
You say a little more, I cannot hear you well.
I just say Namaste, Bilal. I don't have any question, but I just want to connect with you.
Okay. I have 2-3 options. One is a gigabyte connection, and one is like 400 Mbps. Max actually. So which one you would like to connect to? Or gigabit, like many gigabit, 100 gigabit or something. There could be some option. So how you would like to connect, no? Because both the parties in the connection, both the parties have to be compatible up to some degree, no? So I'm just checking. Tell me anything. You speak also a little bit. Anything?
I don't know any range, but I just deeply feel this urge to connect with you. So just it's come.
Yeah, that's totally, it's totally fine.
Like
Like this is
this.
the most simple thing and most welcoming thing in my heart, that you just want to connect with me, no? It makes so much sense to me, really. I mean, the questions don't make so much sense to me, really. I mean, question may make, one or two question may make sense when they are fundamental, but not questions, you know. So this totally makes sense to me in my heart, that okay, you just want to connect with me, no? Because I am alive here, you are alive there, we are both present here. Totally makes sense, no? Yes, it totally makes sense. Just speak your heart out right now. Just share anything you feel like.
When Mila was talking to you, and I just feel that moment, and I feel wow, this
Mhm.
it's it's this kind of experience we cannot say in word, but just can feel it like something is wow.
Yeah. Actually, this all has to be lived, no? Just imagine, Prachi, that we have all been kind of, let's say, introduced to a new method of experiencing everything in day-to-day life. That first you have to explain everything clearly in paper, on paper, or on a document on the computer. So the chai is being served, so you have to be very quick to explain the chai and everything very quickly, and then only you have to send it to somebody and they approve that okay, your definition is fine, and then you can touch your chai, like this. Imagine what will happen, no? It will be like such a restricted life, no? Like, oh my god, I'm not able to find that word right now, which will define, like, which will satisfy this guy or this authority, which will send me back email. Okay, you can touch your chai now. You know, oh my God, and chai is coming. Chai has come now. Like this you may feel, no, sometimes. Just a imaginary situation, no. But is it not like this when we are living life through the mind, that everything has to be defined first? Why everything has to be defined first? You know what I mean? I'm not talking about anything that you experience outside or physical realm or anything, but in the depth of your being, why you have to define anything? Why don't you first live it and then define later? No? You know, that's how we are hooked to the mind, that I have to explain everything, I have to define everything, When we ignore this simple knowing or experiencing of and living of truth, no, that is going on continuously inside us. In reality, there are many levels of knowing and experiencing going on inside us simultaneously. Based on our focus, we have access to that, let's say, in a way, or we declare that I have only access to thinking right now, or living life through thinking, maybe. But if you don't hold on to anything, then you actually have all of it at the same time. Actually, that's what is waking up, to not hold on to anything and to have all of it at the same time, effortlessly, of course, in the direction of fundamental truth. No, the only thing that where things can go wrong is not like, only thing which is forbidden, I would say, is take away. There are no takeaways. You have to eat right now. If you take away, you cannot eat. Truth cannot be known after. It can be known right now. It can be lived right now. You know what I mean? So there are no takeaways of truth. There are none, really. Although we all are trying to pack in such a case, in such a packet, that still it will be fresh when it reaches home. And there I will eat it. No. Oh, it's a nice. Good to talk to you. I don't think that you have to. I don't have much to say now. No.
I see. this right now word is very much key for me. If I forgot, then I immediately right now. So this word has helped me a lot.
You mean right now is the word which helps you a lot? That's what you mean? Yeah, good,
It's
good.
like a reminder.
Yes, yes, yes. It is a reminder actually. So very good, very good. Nice, nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prachi. Um, Rinku, you wrote, thank you so much. Rajiji, love you. Love you, Rinku. Hugon, you wrote, dearest Raji, thank you for pointing me to live this truth. In this moment, the questions and questioner has disappeared, just feeling the joy of seeing all appearances. Thank you immensely. How amazing. Very, very good. Just remember keeping these simple things, no, as a reminder, as a key that there are no takeaways of truth. Because actually, you and truth are one, always. Whenever you try to take anything away out of truth, you actually fall into imagination, into dreaming, daydreaming, or anything like this. That's why takeaway is not good, no, because you cannot take anything away from truth into another truth or what. This can be known, this can be appreciated slowly, no, that everything is going to be in this moment. No, it's nice. Kiran, you can talk now and then we end this meeting. I think it will be good.
Raji, when you actually said a couple of times that, I mean, if there is nobody, let's end the meeting. I want to be honest with you. I wanted to invent a question, you know, so that I could just be with you. And some question came up, but that is gone. I'm just wanting in this moment, you know, to, like, I feel I'm walking with you in this satsang, you know, but just for a few minutes to really walk into the depths that this moment is asking us to walk into, and like completely giving the steering wheel in your hand, and just like you know, like it's such a beautiful ride in the mountain, it seems, you know, in this vast beauty of this moment. And it just feels like nothing is needed, nothing is expected, and yet I want to just walk with you, take a drive with you in this beautiful space.
Okay, it's very lovely. Thank you for speaking such loving words. No? Very, very sweet. No? I feel that, but in a very simple, or you can say like a poetic way, I'm sharing things right now. Not that they need to be, you know, spiritually correct in the conceptual way. So just like, like a poem or something. No? To 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 attempt to know the silence of the being, the truth of the being through thinking is like trying to know the nature of the water through by creating more and more forms of the ice, or better forms, more sharper, more clearer forms of the ice, and hoping that one day I will know what is the nature of water. Thoughts are made of silence. So that's why they cannot know the silence. Feelings are made of silence, that you are. Body is actually made of silence also. Body sensations are made of silence, that you are. You can know this. They cannot know this. The form cannot know the essence of it, the material it is made of. You can actually, because you are two in a way. You have like two aspects. One which is crystallized, body, mind, thoughts, feelings, everything, and one which is not yet crystallized, which is formless still. The what we call presence. No, formless presence is always and still free. So this formless presence that you are can know the truth of itself. That hey, I'm silence. I'm made of silence, formlessness, and also like this in the return journey. You in the revelation, you can also know that even thoughts are made of the same silence which I am. Feelings also. Now, how thinking more can take me away from myself, or thinking less can help me go back into myself. But until you know yourself as the silence, it will help actually to indulge or to be engaged less with the body mind in a way. It helps. In this period, it helps, not really otherwise. So this is a strange kind of exploration and activity that happens. That upon listening to such a thing, you may think that okay, then my thoughts and feelings and everything is already silence and truth. Then why I have to do anything? You do not have to really, but you will be forced to do something. That is what is called suffering, restlessness, sense of lack inside you. It is driving you. It is going to drive you. You are not really free. That okay, then I will not do anything. Are you sure you are free to not do anything? You will do something about it one day, if not today. It is just that window of comfort of the discomfort that you are feeling inside. That how many days you can allow. It's like a shoe which is biting you. Not so much. So I can go to office today, or I can attend this meeting today. And then comes a day when you feel I cannot take one step even now. I have to do something about it. You know what I mean? It is the discomfort you feel out of not living yourself. You're feeling suffocated of this. That's all. You are desiring for the oxygen of your own self actually. That's all. these things are not so complicated actually. But there is a difference between those who are thirsty and talking about water or inquiring about water, and those who are not thirsty and inquiring about water. There's a difference between these two people. Because many people would like to inquire about water in case when I get thirsty, but the attitude is very different. The value given to the time and discussion that happens is very different, and based on that, the depth that is achieved through the discussion is also very different. Because they don't have a sense of belonging yet to the truth, to this, that I should know myself or I should live the truth right now. You know what I mean? That sense of belonging is necessary. That opens up so much of your own power which you are not aware of. Until then, you will keep believing that I have to define it better to know the truth. No, you don't have to define it better. You have to desire it more. You know, which is equal to desiring everything else less. No, like this. No. And like this, Kiran, you can understand that silence cannot be achieved by you, neither as an experience nor as a state, because you are made of it for this simple reason. Like water can never achieve water. It can achieve anything. It will achieve a form of water, no? It cannot hold on to water itself. How you will hold on to water itself? If you do succeed, that's what it means to avoid in yourself as yourself. So effectively, if you do not hold on to anything, you are holding on to yourself actually, without holding on to yourself. So that's the whole game we all are learning and happening basically. Just ensure your happiness, your peace. Not that there is something really opposite of it, but so that you can define better maybe to yourself that no, I'm not really unhappy. Like somebody looking, bumping into a shoe shop, which is of a international, designer, directly designed by his hand or something, and does not know. He thinks that it's a normal shop. How much is this shoe? And somebody say 15. Oh yeah, I think 15 is good. 15. He thinks 1500. So I think it's high time I must change my shoe. And then he kind of about to go to pay the bill, and then he learns 15 lakh actually. This shoe is 15 lakh. And then he says, on second thought, I feel I would like to continue with this shoe. It's a kind of nice shoe. And I'm kind of comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Our interests change, our values change based on the cost. So those who are searching for truth very furiously, better find out what is the cost you have to pay for it. Many of the passions of about truth disappear so quickly when seeing that this is the cost I have to pay. Oh, I'm okay actually. I would like to to continue few more springs with this model like this. You know what I mean? So there is nobody unhappy really in this spiritual world and discussions. But to my surprise, many appear to be like confused and struggling. My God, what to do? Or maybe it's just me who feels like this. That What are the real problems here? None, no real problems actually. I think good then. This is good enough. Let us end this meeting now and hope we meet again.
Thank you very much, Raji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very
Very beautiful.
nice to meet you. Okay then, everyone. Thank you. I felt joy in meeting all of you here. Hope to see you all again one day maybe. Thank you.